Hey, what's poppin', people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I do hope you are all doing well today, man. I really do hope that. Welcome back. Willkommen, bienvenue to Chelsea News, the daily series here on Football Therapy where I look across football news media, see what's being said about Chelsea Football Club, consolidate it, present it to you guys here in a manageable package, giving you my opinion, but more importantly, asking for yours. Chelsea's season has concluded and all kinds of silly headlines are going around the media. Remember, I have no internal sources, I have no particular insight, I, like you, am reacting to headlines. And there are some silly ones today regarding Yannick Black, which isn't so silly. I do want to talk about André Onana, some Declan Rice stuff as well, and also I need to address these headlines saying Manchester United are going to hijack the Kai Havertz bid. All good fun, isn't it? Anyway, if you like keeping up to date with all the news regarding football, Chelsea, transfers, etc., you should consider checking out the One Football app. That's right, boys and girls. Slick, consolidated, easy to use, a fast-running app that gives you everything you need to know regarding Chelsea Football Club and indeed the beautiful game in general. It's completely free, like I said, so click the link in the top of the description there to go check it out and use it daily like I do. Alright then, let's get into it. Right, before I talk about comments from Yannick Black, the Atletico chief, talk about what's going on with André Onana, and also this whole Declan Rice £50 million bid story, let's address the Manchester United elephant in the room. We all knew serious talks would continue with the player once Bayer Leverkusen had completed their Europa League campaign, which they have now, and the deal isn't over the line. Apparently they want 90 million, Chelsea are prepared to pay 70 million, whatever, there's negotiating behind the scenes apparently. But in this couple of days of silence, headlines have bubbled up. I don't know where this originally came from. It's almost certainly been planted news to try and unsettle someone somewhere that Manchester United are interested in hijacking Chelsea's move for Kai Havertz. Now, this almost certainly is an opportunism piece of nonsense, looking how the Dortmund chief has said, well, Jadon Sancho is staying here this season. I still personally believe there's a very strong chance he'll go to Manchester United this window, but with that, people have seen an opportunity to say, well, Man United can't get Sancho this window, they want another attacking forward player. The amount of money they were prepared to pay for Sancho is the amount of money Bayer Leverkusen wants for Kai Havertz. Maybe they'll swoop in while Chelsea are umming and ahhing and take the player. Now, like I said, and like I always say on Football Therapy, I have no inside knowledge, nor do I have any form of source, but I can almost certainly say this is nonsense. It seems like I said, a piece of opportunism from an interested party somewhere, either looking for a headline or looking to unsettle someone somewhere. Who knows? Maybe Manchester United do consider Kai Havertz. They were interested a while ago. Maybe they come swoop in and pay more. Whether Havertz would like to sign for Manchester United or not, I do not know. It had been reported by David Ornstein and some other people in The Athletic he was waiting to see if there were other opportunities. Although he was very happy to join Chelsea, he wanted to keep his options open, and when no other options came in, he made an agreement in principle with Chelsea. Could Man United theoretically tempt him otherwise with more money? Maybe, but to be honest, I just personally don't think this story is true. So, let's move on. Right then, goalkeepers. Yannick Black was recently spoken to by the media prior to their Champions League game regarding him leaving or staying Atletico Madrid. He pretty much did the generic goalkeeper move of, you know what, man, let's just complete what we're doing and afterwards there will be time to talk. For quite some time now, there has been rumours that the best goalkeeper in the world, Yannick Black, is unsettled at Atletico Madrid and would maybe consider an exit. Meanwhile, the club themselves are out looking for another goalkeeper. So at this point, you might put two and two together and go, Chelsea can sign Yannick Black. Maybe this ridiculous story of some weird Kepa swap plus money could actually materialise, or maybe Chelsea would just go in and pay the money for him to sign. I don't know. To be honest, I still think this is beyond far-fetched and probably entirely unachievable. That's how I feel at the moment. In fact, the chief of Madrid, Atletico Madrid, had this to say. When he was asked if he's concerned about Oblak potentially leaving the club, he replied, Fear? No. No way. Life has shown us many things, and I am convinced that Oblak will continue to play for Atletico. Pretty clear and concisive there. Meanwhile, they're buying another keeper, and Jan Oblak saying, you know what, we'll talk after the Champions League and see wagwan. To be honest, in my opinion, this stinks of new contract talk for me. He probably wants more money, wants to be, I don't know, more appreciated financially. That's kind of what it stinks of for me. I do think Jan Oblak's beyond far-fetched for Chelsea Football Club, but it would be a dream if he somehow turned up at Stamford Bridge. Anyway, let's move on. Of course, a much more realistically obtainable goalkeeper is André Onana of Ajax. We've spoken about him a multitude of times here on Football Therapy. Not only are Ajax prepared for him to leave and they've got a reasonable price on his head, he pretty much has moved on himself emotionally, spiritually, figuratively. He's moved on. Chelsea fans have got excited because he FaceTimed or Instagram lived Hakim Ziyech, one of his very close friends. Is there anything in that? Almost certainly not. But of course, Hakim Ziyech is a Chelsea player and he probably would love André Onana to join him at Stamford Bridge, and André Onana would, let's be real, probably love the move to join Ziyech, to join an exciting project, to get a huge pay rise, to play in the Premier League and to live in London, and of course play in the Champions League as well. Superb scenes. It's probably the most obtainable goalkeeper for Chelsea. In terms of his style, his player profile, would suit Lampard's football. Bit of a risk because he's not shot stopped in the Premier League and had the physicality in his 6-yard box around him. But you take a gamble on that for 30 million euros, I'd say. So hopefully we get him, and yeah, we'll see what happens there. So let's move on. Right then, Declan Rice. Apparently Chelsea's numero uno centre-half target. Yes, a CDM that plays for West Ham. Frank Lampard and many people around football believe that he can be converted into a world-class centre-half defender, which I'm all for. Leadership qualities, good defensive nous, good experience in the Premier League. There had been a headline recently that I didn't report on, that there was a £50 million opening bid for Declan Rice, that Chelsea have started momentum, got the ball rolling in a potential transfer of the player from West Ham to Chelsea. But since a couple of journalists have come out, one being Jake Steinberg, saying this is nonsense, there has been no movement for Declan Rice as of yet. The £50 million bid is a fugazi. Fair enough though, he's away on holiday. Maybe, I know he doesn't need to be present, or his representatives for Chelsea and the club, West Ham, to make a deal. Maybe they're just biding their time. It's interesting because Chelsea usually move fast when they want to. So it's very hard to read into these situations. Certainly Dex having a lovely time with his Chelsea homies, out on holiday somewhere, having a lovely time, so that's cool for him. He probably would love the Chelsea move, as we could all assume quite safely. But with Chelsea, are they going to see him? You know, they're looking at Jimenez, they're looking at other centre-back targets. Maybe Declan Rice, they've got a price for him, but maybe 50's their limit, I don't know. And to be honest, West Ham, they've got a lot of money, they don't need to sell. It really depends how much Chelsea get Kai Havertz for, how much they spend on a goalkeeper. I mean, I think those two are priorities, really, and then the centre-back, they need to just get a good centre-half in. We'll see what happens there. Anyway, what do you guys think? Get down into the comment section below and express yourself on all the players I've spoken about in today's video. It's worth mentioning as well that on the London is Blue podcast, great podcast by the way, Matt Law, the journalist, said Chelsea signing Kai Havertz is more of a when rather than an if, so I wouldn't worry too much about the Manchester United story, but feel free to comment on that down below, as well as goalkeepers and Declan Rice, etc. I also want to take a moment here to plug my second channel, Jan's Yard, which is now doing football shows again that you all loved so much. Live streams. We talk about football in the evening. It's back. Football's back on Jan's Yard. It's not exclusively Chelsea. I'm talking about transfers from around world football, so that's exciting. We hang out for about 50 minutes in the evening, so please do go subscribe to Jan's Yard, my second channel. I will leave a link in the top of the comment section. I'll pin a comment from that channel so you can go click on it and subscribe. That would mean a lot. Feel free to click the link in the top of the description though for OneFootball. Subscribe to Football Therapy if you do. Drop a like on the video to show some support and love to your boy. That's it. Enjoy the football and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double, silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.